I want to quickly zoom out a little bit, and I think you touched on a few points here that I want to dig deeper on, kind of why this is an important issue. So personally, I come from the perspective of, I'm interested in making mobility, transportation safer, more sustainable, more effective, more equitable. All these things. We want to have a transportation ecosystem that does all these things and also isn't causing any issues from an energy or a climate crisis or in any of these situations. And I think the obvious solutions there are electrify vehicles, make them autonomous, take the driver out. And that, I think the industry, I personally, that was originally how I thought about it. I think the industry originally thought about it, but also I've come to the realization, I think others are as well, but that's not how you solve this problem, right? It's a piece of the problem. We need to clean up on a vehicle level. We need to continue to improve. We need to make the vehicles cleaner, more efficient, safer, et cetera. But this whole ecosystem and the way that we're moving people and the modes of transportation, the way that cities are structured, all these types of things. The fact that I have to have two vehicles at my house living here in the Detroit area at personal use vehicles to effectively get myself and my family around, like that's a broken system. It's not efficient. It's not sustainable. So I guess is that, maybe let's stop there. How close is that to how you're thinking of kind of this role and this ecosystem, or what other thoughts do you have there?
I think that taking a step back is really interesting because you have to try to break down as many barriers as possible. Even, for example, are there cars and bikes, or is there something in between, like an electrified neighborhood vehicle that is also protecting you from weather, but somehow it's different? And but if you want to take really a lot of step backs, I would think about how to, what do people actually try to get out of it? Some people would say that it's like a Henry Ford thing, that you can't ask your consumers what they want because they would have said like a faster horse. But some people say that's actually super interesting. Just look, what word do they emphasize? So they say fast. In this case, about fast. If you ask them now, well, what kind of car do you want? What aspects would they emphasize? What kind of mobility they want? And I think that people want a car that shows up exactly when they need it, that they don't have to care about and clean and maybe even like rent a garage for. And sometimes that car is a bike that even like it changes its form. Sometimes, I mean, it's a nice weather today, I'm gonna bike over there. And sometimes it's a van because I'm gonna haul a lot of stuff around. So they want basically a Netflix-like experience to whatever is the most suitable or fun, and that must be allowed, fun, a branded kind of experience in mobility. And that can never be achieved through kind of these fixed investment choices that come in ownership. It's a service inevitably, but important parts of this business model as a service have not been figured out. Like, for example, translating the willingness to spend that people have on individual cars into the services. Because car buying for many or most people, I don't know, is a very irrational experience. Yeah. We don't buy the white Volkswagen Jetta because it's the most logical choice, but BMWs and whatever is cool and pay extra for the color. And so far, we've not really managed to translate that into the services, this extra willingness to pay. That's why it's one of the reasons why many operators are still struggling, because we have not brought the emotion and fun factor also into these new services.